First live in I don't even know, a couple weeks. We've both been busy. Obviously, we're graduating in a month, which is crazy to think about. But we have more important things to talk about, like the NFL draft. And frick, man, this was a pretty wild draft. I can't lie. This is probably one of the more interesting drafts I've seen in my lifetime that I can remember watching. But in this episode here, we're just gonna basically go over the big picks, the picks we like, picks we don't like, surprises, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna start. I guess I'll start here with the first big pick. Obviously, the Raiders picked Fernando Mendoza with the first overall pick of the draft. Everyone saw this coming. Obviously, I think it's a good pickup for the Raiders. They've obviously needed a quarterback for quite some time now. I am interested to see, though, what Clint Kubiak does here with the Raiders, with him and Kirk Cousins. Obviously, Kubiak said a couple of weeks ago he hopes to, before they sign Kirk Cousins, he hopes to have a veteran quarterback start and have a rookie learn underneath him. So I'm interested to see how that is going to pan out, if he follows through with that. Maybe not. Maybe we'll see what the Patriots did with Drake May a year ago and just have him start a couple weeks into the season. Who knows? But I think that the Raiders are setting up for success. They obviously had some really good free agency moves that I liked. And they had a pretty solid draft too. So I think the Raiders are going to be an interesting team to look at here in the next couple months before the season starts.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we knew Fernando Mendoza was going to be the number one overall pick. Not really a shocker. It's literally been known since October, basically. So there's that. Besides, I love the Mendoza pick. Obviously, you can't screw it up. They didn't really have a choice who else they were going to pick. But I just don't really like what the Raiders were doing in the second and third rounds with trading Tyree Wilson and trading up with the Falcons in the fourth round. I just don't like those selections. I don't really like they drafted a center when they got Tyler Lindenbaum too. I mean, good first pick. We'll talk about the rest, but I mean, I don't have much to say on Fernando Mendoza. He's obviously
I mean it's pretty straightforward. That pick was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, he's one of four players to win a Heisman, get drafted number one overall, and win a national championship. So, obviously, part of the reason why Indiana went all the way. But, yeah, I don't have much else to say on that one.
Yeah, I agree. All right, who do you want to move on to next here? David Bailey?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, you can start with David Bailey here.
I'm going to be honest with this David Bailey pick. I love this for the Jets. David Bailey was very, very good at Texas Tech. I mean, I didn't expect the Texas Tech Red Raiders to be this good this year. And I think, did they make the playoffs this year?
Texas Tech? Football? Yeah, they did. Yeah. They did.
I don't remember who they. I think they got beat pretty bad.
They lost to Oregon. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they got belted.
Anyways, I love this. I really truly love this pick. He's obviously really good, and the Jets, after trading away Quentin Williams, after trading away Sauce Gardner, after trading away Jermaine Johnson, they need a lot of defensive help. They got David Bailey with Will McDonald now. They got David Onyemata. They got who else do they got? They got a couple other guys on that defense. That defensive line is going to be very good for the Jets, which is what you need in today's NFL. Is you need to build through the trenches. So, I mean, I don't know if I would have taken him or Arvell Reese, but I mean, I can't really complain on getting one of the most impactful players in college football. He's just that good, so I like it a lot.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, the Jets, similar to the Raiders, they couldn't really miss. You either had Bailey or Reese to go with, and they went with Bailey, which I had no problem with that. Obviously, the Jets sucked last year, so hopefully he's a young talent that will help boost the defense and hopefully put some pressure on the quarterbacks so that they can throw interceptions, because the Jets didn't have any interceptions last year. So that'll be interesting to see but Jets couldn't miss. did a very good job of this David Bailey pick here.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, now let's get into the interesting stuff here. Jeremiah Love, is that where you're thinking too?
Yeah. Let's do
it. Jeremiah Love went number 3 overall to the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals had a lot of options here. They could have done a lot. They went with Jeremiah Love. This is an interesting pick for me because the Cardinals still have James Conner. They just picked up that other dude from the Falcons. Am I correct? The running back.
He's play Roblox.
Am I correct in that? The Cardinals got the Falcons running back.
Yeah, they got Taylor Algier.
Yeah,
they got Trey Benson too.
So
they got Xavier Knight too, Donovan Knight. They have 5 running backs. So
they have so many running backs.
In a terrible.
I really don't know what to think. Terrible offensive line. So I wasn't surprised to see this because obviously Jeremiah Love is one of the best running backs I've seen in college since Saquon Barkley. So obviously you pick this guy, he's going to be a stud. I have no doubt about that. But I mean, the Cardinals have just so many holes to fill, and you have decent running backs. Like, obviously, they're not going to be the stars, but like, they're good enough. So the Cardinals got a lot. Obviously, you couldn't take a quarterback at 3 because the quarterback class was trash. So they did end up getting Carson back in the 3rd, which I thought was interesting. But I like the pick for the Cardinals, but I think they could have done something else. I think that they could have gone somewhere else for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously it's Jeremiah Love and he's going to be a stud.
I'm going to be honest. I hate this pick. The Cardinals, great player, but terrible fit. This is the worst possible fit in the draft. You have so many running backs last year, and they were all producing from Donovan Knight to James Conner, all in between.
Mm-hmm.
Like this team's just, please play Brookhaven. What?
This ain't a Roblox channel, bro.
This isn't a Roblox channel. Anyways, Jeremiah Love is a good player, but he just doesn't fit on the Cardinals, man. Like, I'm sorry. I would have liked defense, considering the Cardinals' defense was terrible last year. Their secondary was
couldn't make
bad.
A stop in the clutch.
Max Melton, Garrett Williams, and Will Johnson were all young guys, but they really just weren't that good. I'm gonna be honest. Their pass rush is decent with Josh Sweat, but this Cardinals team is gonna be up there for being the number 1 overall pick next year. I mean,
I completely agree with that. If I had to make an early pick, it's gonna be them.
Yeah, I don't mind Jacoby Brissett, quarterback. I think he's earned his right for the starting job, but I would draft an offensive lineman here. Like, I really would have, considering how bad their offensive line was last year.
Honestly, they could have traded back. They honestly could have traded back.
Yeah. Spencer Fanu, I would have drafted him. I mean, obviously 3 is really high to draft him, but I would have been more happy in drafting a running back when you already have 5 in your rotation. So, I mean, I don't even know if he's better than Genty. I think Genty is a better prospect too. I'm not gonna lie. And Genty was 6, or 5 or 6 with the Raiders. So
yeah,
I think he's overdrafted. He's pretty high. He's overdrafted, and he's just not a good fit on this Cardinals team. I'm just giving it a D. Simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Cardinals are kind of just setting him up for failure here. To me, it's giving vibes of Saquon Barkley. He's going to be good, obviously, but then he'll probably end up going to another team and making a big impact there. Appreciate the sub. But now let's get into the shock. Honestly, this was the first shock for me, and me and Jonah, we were talking about this last night. The Titans at 4 picked Carnell Tate, wide receiver out of Ohio State. My jaw dropped, literally, when I saw this. Obviously, the Titans could not get Love. That's who they were hoping to get. But, I mean, man, Carnell Tate. He was the number 2 wide receiver on the board. He went number 4. He went 4 picks ahead of the number 1 wide receiver on the board. And he went a pick ahead of the number 1 defensive player still on the board. I'm still kind of shocked about this, honestly. Carnell Tate, he was obviously a pretty good wide receiver for Ohio State. Do not get me wrong, but he's not Marvin Harrison Jr. He's not JSN. He's not any of those guys. And playoffs didn't do anything, obviously. So, frick, man. I don't know what to think of this Titans pick. Obviously, the Titans traded back into the first round at 31, but I mean, everything I've seen from Titans fans, they're not very happy about it, but they're trying to be optimistic. So I am glad the Titans went offense, though, because obviously they had the 31st worst offense, which is disgustingly bad. So they need to get some offensive help. I just don't know if Carnell Tate is this dude, but hopefully he proves me wrong. But I don't know. There's just too many questions in the air right now.
Yeah. I don't.
For me, at least.
I'm not going to lie. I don't like this pick either. Carnell Tate obviously is like 20, 22, 23 years old, so he's obviously an older wide receiver with experience. But it's a reach. It's really a big reach. He would have gone, in my opinion, he probably would have gone in the 10 to 15 range.
Yeah.
Not nowhere near a 4th overall pick. And he's kind of similar to Calvin Ridley. They kind of play the same, I'm not going to lie. They're both really good route runners. They both have decent speed. Like, I mean, they already have that in Ridley. They literally do. And while they need a new receiver, while the Dickey's not going to cut it, while Chayton Conquell's not going to cut it, I would have liked to see them go on defense, honestly. There's so much wide receivers in the 2nd and 3rd round that were not that far behind Carnell Tate, I'm not going to lie, like Cameron Braswell. So I really would like to see a Titans go defense here and get a wide receiver in the 2nd round, but I don't know. The Titans need a lot of players to fill on their roster too. They're not going to be they'll be okay next year, but they have a lot of holes to fill, and this just wasn't one of the biggest ones they needed, in my opinion. Or at least they could have got a much better player at 4. So that's that.
Yeah, which, I mean, speaking of defensive players, Arvell Reese went number 5 to the Giants. Obviously, he's a stud. And we were texting right after he got picked. Man, oh man, this Giants defense is going to be freaking good next season, man. It's going to be good. Arvell Reese is obviously a stud. Fell to 5. But man, the Giants made a really good pick here. I really love this pick for the Giants. Big boost to the defense. And then obviously later, which we'll talk about, they got the offensive lineman. So this Giants team, man, I think they're a team to look out for already.
Yeah. The Giants are
sleeper wild card team, man.
Yikes. I don't know about that one, but the Giants, like you said, are going to be interesting next year. Obviously, after they selected him, I thought Kayvon Thibodeau was going to go. I thought one of these teams are going to trade for Kayvon Thibodeau, but they still have him too. So they have Kayvon Thibodeau. They got Arvell Reese. They got Brian Burns. They got Abdul Carter, which Abdul Carter can only get better. He had a horrible rookie season, so there's that for you. This defense is elite, and I think they were honestly trying to aim for Sonny Styles at 10. I think that would have been like the cherry on top with the best defense in the league, but the Commanders picked him at 7. But I mean, very good player. He's probably going to be around 6 to 6, maybe around 8 sacks this year. He's probably going to get Defensive Player of the Year, just because David Bailey doesn't have any support there in New York. But I love Arvell Reese. He's a good player. I can't hate on the pick. I really can't.
Yeah. So that brings us to the first trade of the first round, which the Kansas City Chiefs traded up 3 spots. They traded with the Browns. They trade them the 9th pick, a 3rd rounder, and a 5th rounder, and they picked Mansour Delane from LSU cornerback. This was a shocking trade for me, if I'm being honest. Obviously, the Chiefs needed a corner. They got him. They had the best corner in the draft, which is good for them. I just don't know what to think about them trading up 3 spots for a 3rd and for a 5th. I just don't. I don't know what they were thinking on that, because Delane was like projected in the 10 to 12 range. 8 to 12. So I mean, they could have traded up 1 spot, but I mean, trading up 3. It was an interesting thought process there. But the Chiefs got the guy that they needed, and hopefully that can spark something, and the Chiefs can have a comeback season next year.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I really like this pick. I think that you look at the teams below them, the Commanders. They could have drafted a cornerback. They only have Trey Amos on their team for cornerback. Otherwise, their cornerbacks are garbage. Their defense is really bad in general. The Commanders. So the Commanders, I could have seen them drafting best player available, and that was Mansour. I mean, I think he was the best player available at least. Jordan Tyson. I think the Saints could have also went cornerback too. I really think the Saints secondary is going to hold them back this year. I don't know why they didn't address it in the draft. Kool-Aid McKinstry, great player, but it's really bad outside of Kool-Aid McKinstry. So
yeah,
it's a bold move, but I like it. I like trading McDuffie, replacing him for basically $20 million in cap space. I mean, that's basically what they did, is just flipped them for less money. Which is Mansour for McDuffie straight up, which I like it. And they lost Brian Cook. They lost another cornerback. So this cornerback room is still going to be pretty weak for the Chiefs, I'm not going to lie. But it's definitely a step in the right direction. And honestly, their defense needs a lot of work still. I would have liked them to draft maybe an edge rusher too. They could have got Sonny Styles, honestly, but it's gonna be interesting to see what their defense is like. That's for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of Sonny Styles, he went next. He went to the Commanders, which is a good pick. I mean, Commanders defense was kind of cheeks last year, so obviously they did a good job of getting him. Hopefully Jaden Daniels stays healthy next season, and the Commanders can come back to be playing how they were 2 years ago and not be trash like they were last year. So good pickup by the Commanders, I feel like, and they're setting themselves up for some success.
Yeah, Sonny Styles obviously replaces Bobby Wagner. I think that Bobby Wagner was very good on the Commanders last year. He was easily the best defensive player, and they replaced him with Sonny Styles. So I think it's a very important position that they need to fill. Now, I don't think this will change the defense much because they're basically replacing Bobby Wagner for Sonny Styles, and they're not addressing anything else in the defense. But I mean, you only have so many picks in the first round. So good pickup by the Commanders. Their defense is still going to be really bad, especially their secondary. I mean, they got a lot of work to do. Let's just say that. I don't really see them going very far this season, but we'll see. We'll see what they do.
Yeah. So I think we're going to go to the top 10. Yeah, Jordan Tyson here. Jordan Tyson to the Saints. Obviously, Jonah hates this because he has to play Jordan Tyson 2 times a year now. Jordan Tyson is a stud, man. They got a really good wide receiver to pair him up with, Chris Olave.
I do
really like that for them. And I mean, the Saints, still some questions for me just because they're the Saints and they just been that way for a couple of years now. But if they can play consistently like they were at the end of last season with Tyler Shock at quarterback, I think this team can compete for that division title. We saw how beans the division was last year. I think they can make a run for that division title. And you add a breakout player like Tyson, I mean, they can definitely do that next season.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say it here first. I think that the Saints will still get swept by the Falcons. I think the Falcons are going to be in place, but I think the Saints are going to win the division. I really do. I just think that this team did everything right in the draft. We're going to talk about their next picks, but they are the biggest winners in the draft, in my opinion. It's not even really close. Now, it's going to be interesting because Jordan Tyson and Chris Olave, both injury-prone players on the same team.
Yeah.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
But they still got Devon Bailey.
It's a ballsy move.
They still got Travis Etienne, which Travis Etienne's kind of an old man now. That fallout's insane. But they got one of the best quarterbacks leading it all in Tyler Shough, and they got a great offensive line. So if their wide receivers, if he can stay healthy, and if Olave can stay healthy, or at least one of them can stay on the field, this team is going to be a top 10 offense. I don't really have much doubt about it. Tyler Shough has proven that he's an elite quarterback already. So, I mean, it'll be fun to watch the Saints this year. So, see what they do.
Yeah, man, I agree. All right, pick number 9, Spencer Fanu out of Utah, offensive lineman. I mean, I like this pick for the Browns, man. I mean, the offensive line was bad. You got Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders. Deshaun Watson is extremely injury prone, so you got to protect him if he starts. And Shedeur Sanders is young. You got to protect your young quarterback if he starts, right? So I think this is a really good pick by Cleveland, boosting their offensive line up a bit. And then they got Conception later in the first round at 24, which we might have to have a little conversation about that one. But I'd like this pick at 9 for the Browns, boosting up the offensive line.
Yeah, good pick by Cleveland. Obviously, Cleveland is still a lot of pieces away, I'm going to be honest. But
yeah,
their defense, they didn't need to address their defense because their defense is very good. I love their defense a lot, when it's healthy at least. So their offense has been bad for the past 5 years. I'm just going to say that. So good step in the right direction. I just have a lot of questions, though, with mainly the quarterback. I think this offensive line is going to be solid now, but it'll be interesting. Yeah. I think they can win the division, though, just because of how bad the NFC North is.
Yeah, the division is
the worst in football, in my opinion, at least. Maybe a hot take or not, but
that might be a hot take, actually. You're still in the NFC South, by the way.
Okay. Panthers are better than Steelers. I mean, I don't know. The Ravens.
That's fair.
The Saints.
The Ravens have Lamar Jackson. I'm not rooting them out. I'm not counting them out.
Okay. The Bengals
have Joe Burrow. I'm not counting them out. They're boosting up the defense a little bit.
The Bucs are easily better than the Browns. So
do they play each other? Do they play each other this season? Do the divisions play each other?
Yeah, they actually
okay,
do.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out at the end of the next season. At 10, so we're getting out of the top 10 here. Francis Migoa, I think that's how you say his name, from Miami, goes to the Giants. Big pickup for the Giants, man. Obviously, Jackson Dart was concussed 1 trillion times last year, so they need to protect him. So that's good. And Cam Scatterbu needs to be protected as well, so his other leg doesn't snap in half. Yeah, I think this is a good pickup at 10 here for the Giants. They had a good first round there. But yeah, I think the Giants are setting themselves up for success within the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, good pick. I really like what the Giants are doing, man. obviously their drafting over the past couple years has been really bad, but this is the first draft where I can confidently say the Giants did something good this year. So last couple of
Yeah.
years, I wasn't so sure if the Giants did much good. Hopefully these picks don't flop like Abdul Carter, because that's just really bad, that Abdul Carter pick at the moment. But you gotta like it, you really do. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Okay, so do we want to just go over some other picks within the next couple
Yeah, no, let's do
things
it.
here? I mean, we already got to go to 11. We got to go to 11 at Caleb Downs going to the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys trading up one pick, just flipping with the Dolphins there. Jerry Jones making moves, man. This is just a great pick. I mean, to me, this is a top 5 pick in the draft overall. To me, this is just such a great pick from the Cowboys. Obviously, their defense was horrifically bad last year, and you get one of the best defensive players in the country who's going to make an impact everywhere on the field. I love Caleb Downs. He's just a stud, man. That's all I got. He's awesome. Great pickup.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Safety is not really a valuable position in today's league, least valuable defensive position, in my opinion. But the Cowboys need secondary help, so good for them. They just have a lot of holes on defense. I'm not going to lie. It stems with the line, too. Like, I don't know. Like, every time I'm watching the Cowboys game, I just expect the defense to give up 30, 35 points. So I don't see a world where it's going to change this year. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But they got Dre Greenlaw, too. I just don't like this pass rush. I'm gonna be honest. There wasn't really a ton of options at this spot on the board, but this pass rush though is gonna be really bad. So I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah,
Caleb Downs, position of need, but you need a lot of help on defense. I'm just gonna say that.
yeah, it's true. All right, what pick do you want to go to next? Should we go to 13, Ty Simpson?
Yeah, sure. Dolphins at 12.
Yeah, so
they need all the help they can get. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
yeah, they just Dolphins. That's one hole of many to fill.
Yeah.
But Ty Simpson, drafted to the Rams. This is probably the pick that everyone's still questioning right now. I don't even know where to start with this. I think you should start with this one, man, because I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. It's just a waste of a top tier pick. Obviously, the Rams have a chance to win a Super Bowl this year, and this is not the way to win a Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
Now, in a couple of years, is it maybe? But I mean, a Super Bowl window is only open for so long, and in 2 to 3 years, I don't know if they'll be able to win a Super Bowl. Considering they have Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, Kobe Turner, they have all these guys that they need to pay. So on defense too, and on offense,
Matthew Stafford's getting up there in age.
And on offense, when Puka Nacua has a new contract, he's going to be making like $40 million a year. He already got a contract, but I'm just thinking long term here, and in 2 or 3 years, I don't see the Rams as Super Bowl contenders. I see them as Super Bowl contenders right now, and this pick is just not going to move them into a Super Bowl conversation. And Ty Simpson, is he worth the 13 overall pick? That's the conversation for a different day, but this is like one of the first picks from less need where you just really look stupid by picking this pick or by just making the selection. I'm just going to say that. So,
yeah, I mean, the Rams obviously just had a couple holes they needed to fill. I understand why they picked a quarterback in this draft. Obviously, Stafford's 38, 39 years old, so he obviously doesn't have that much time left. So I understand them going for a quarterback. I just don't like that they went for quarterback this early. Ty Simpson, obviously he's good. I don't know if he's that guy though. We saw a lot of ups and downs with him at Alabama this last season. And he sat for like his entire career until last year. So
yeah, true.
I mean, it's just there's a lot of questions around this pick. Sean McVay obviously didn't look very happy about it, but Ty Simpson to the Rams. Hopefully, it doesn't backfire on him because this could people are going to look back at this and say this might be a really terrible pick. So
Yeah.
All right, where do you want to go to next year?
Let's just rapid fire some of these. The Ravens at 14, boring pick. They need defense, in my opinion, especially after Justin Madubuike's injury. So Baltimore should have went defense or offensive line. Obviously lost Tyler Linderbaum. They honestly got a lot of holes. So I can't really – I'm not going to hate on a team drafting offensive linemen, but I would like to see defense. Moving on to the Buccaneers drafting Ruben Bain.
Ruben Bain, that's a great pick.
That's a great pick. The Buccaneers.
I like it.
I hate that the Bucs got this guy too, man. I don't know how he's going to translate to the NFL level, but I mean, the biggest issue when I was watching the Bucs, especially against the Falcons on Thursday Night Football, is that the pass rush was really bad. That's honestly the only reason why the Falcons converted on 3rd and 28 was because of the Bucs pass rush.
Freaking guy.
And because of Todd Bowles' coaching, but they still got. I'm gonna say
he's still not gone, bro.
I don't care that the Bucs got Ruben Bain. I don't care that they got Ted Hurst or this, and that. I just think the Bucs are still going to be last place in the division this year. I really do. I think Todd Bowles. Wow. This team is just not making any.
Bro. He's terrible.
He's
going to get fired mid-season, bro.
Yeah, but this team is just losing more than they're gaining. Like they lost Mike Evans. They lost who they lose on defense. They lost Levante David on defense, 2 of their biggest team captains, and Baker Mayfield has just been playing worse and worse since he got that big contract extension. And not to forget, Emeka Egbuka has a lot of injury concerns. So this offense especially is going to be really bad for the Bucs. The defense is gonna be solid because the Tampa 2 defense always seems to work at the NFL level. But this Bucs team, they had a good draft, but they don't have a lot of talent or a lot of firepower on this team in general. So that's all I got to say on that.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I like the pickup. I just don't know if it's going to be enough to help out the Bucs entirely because of how bad of a coach that they have. So
hopefully it helps 3rd and 28. So
yeah, freaking guy. That's such a joke, bro. I had forgotten how much the Buccaneers had just rage baited me at the end of the season, bro.
Yeah,
like they just were so bad.
To be fair, though,
so bad.
Yeah, to be fair though, David Sills, the player who caught that pass on 3rd and 28, is now in the Buccaneers, so he's on the team. So maybe the curse is over for him. We'll
freaking guy.
The Falcons still own the Bucs, though. I'm just gonna say that.
There you go.
I mean, they did beat the Panthers though, so I don't. The NFC South is so weird. I just don't know what to think of it, honestly.
It's a goofy eye division. Eye division.
I'm just gonna keep rapid firing here. I think.
Just keep going. Keep going.
Kenny and Sadiq to the Jets. I really am kind of confused by his pick because Mason Taylor emerged as the Jets' best pass catcher towards the end of the season. But obviously, I can't really complain about it. Considering you have Geno Smith and you need all the help you can get with Geno Smith,
freaking guy.
So this offense.
And now you got Cade Klubnik in there too.
This offense is. I don't know if it's going to be bad. It's probably going to be league average. But interesting pick. Moving on to the Lions drafting Blake Miller. Oofta. Jack does not like this pick as a Lions fan. I'll let him talk about it. But
man. I mean,
this guy's just a defense. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't. The defense need the most help. Considering they've blown countless amount of leads on defense. But it'll be more healthy this year with a healthy Aiden Hutchinson. But you should have went defense. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll let you talk.
Yeah, I mean, the offensive line wasn't like amazing last year, so I can understand going for it. But I mean, come on, like, are we serious? Like, the defense was just really bad a lot of the time last year.
Yeah.
You could have gone with Messidor. You could have gone the Lawrence dude from UCF. You could have gone anywhere else. But no, we went offensive line, which whatever, man. I guess, bro. Um, but at the end
Oh
of the
god.
day, it is what it is. It's
Yeah.
not the worst pick in the world, but I
Yeah.
think they could have done a whole lot more.
Yeah. Moving on to the Vikings drafting Caleb Banks.
God,
Yeah.
oh.
this
Vikings
the
fans are going
Vikings
through it, bro. They're going through it
the
right now.
Vikings are easily the biggest I don't know if they're the biggest draft day losers. I have a team that I would
They,
like to that I have in mind here, but the Vikings
but
for the
let's be
most
real.
part.
They
Okay,
have been like the worst draft picking team in the last like 5 years.
without a doubt, 100%.
They haven't hit on a pick since Justin Jefferson, bro.
100%.
Like, are we serious?
I
Are
mean,
we
they did hit on
serious?
Christian
They haven't hit on a
Darrisaw.
pick since. Yeah, but like star player. You think a star player? Justin Jefferson's the last guy that they've hit on, and
Yeah.
that was what 7 years ago already, man. Freaking
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. Obviously,
6 years ago.
they trade Jonathan Grenard too. So I don't know. For a third round pick, nonetheless, the Eagles. This Vikings team is just not going to be good next year. People are saying
No.
they're since they have Kyler Murray, they're only going to have one loss because Kyler Murray's number one. So
I thought they were gonna have one win. I thought they were gonna have one win.
it's either one win or one loss. I'm leaning towards one win. So
yeah, it's. I'm leaning toward that too, man. Freaking guy.
Kyler Murray.
Oh man, short king.
At least he can extend plays because their offensive line was garbage last year. So
Yeah.
he'll
He's
help.
also
He'll
not
be
just
able to
gonna
help
throw
with
it
that.
straight to the defense like 9. He's not gonna just throw it straight to the opposition.
Vikings,
guy.
they always seem to shock people, but they're just not it. Not really it. So yeah, you got
They
anything else on that?
usually shock people with their bad draft picks because every year everyone's like, oh no, we're really gonna hit on this pick this year. Yeah. No, you're not.
Yeah, it's true.
They're not.
Moving on to the Panthers at 19, drafting a big old offensive lineman. He's 6'8". I don't know how
man.
Bryce Young's going to be able to see over this offensive lineman, considering he's a foot smaller. But I don't mind it. I really don't. The Panthers and the Saints are two of the biggest winners of the draft, in my opinion. We'll talk about who else the Panthers got, and Chris Braswell and Lee Hunter, which A+. Those are both S tier picks. Very good by the Panthers overall. Good pick, drafting an offensive lineman. There's really no excuses for Bryce Young. If he doesn't have a good year, he's not the franchise quarterback. So this is his last chance to prove himself because he's in year 5 now and we haven't seen anything from him. So he still can beat the Falcons
and I mean,
twice a
I
year.
will say there's that. I will say though, I really like this pick actually because other than the fact that he's from Georgia and the odds of him getting arrested within the next 6 months is pretty high.
It's true.
But hopefully he doesn't. But I mean, the Panthers' main thing, like last year, wild card game against the Rams, that last drive, Bryce Young had no time to throw the ball. He had 0 time to throw the ball in that last drive. Now, granted, they only had 20 seconds, but you gotta give your quarterback something to do, and he had no time. So, I really like this pickup for the Panthers. And you're right, this is his last chance, Bryce Young.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This team, top to bottom, now doesn't have a glaring hole. Last year, it had a bunch of holes, like the pass rush, like the front of the defense, the offensive line, arguably. Very complete football team. They don't really have a star on their team, though. I don't really consider Ted McMillan a star yet. I don't
Yeah,
maybe
I agree.
maybe JC
Rising star,
Derek Brown.
rising, but
Derek Brown's
rising, but
Derek Brown's definitely he's a star, but they don't have a lot of household names on this team. I'm just gonna say that. So
yeah,
moving
I agree
on
with
to the
that.
Eagles drafting Kyle Lemon.
Wow, yeah.
This pick's
I
weird.
mean, to me, this all but confirms AJ Brown is gone.
Yeah, totally.
Obviously, he's going to get traded to New England more than likely June 1st, so that they can save themselves some money. But he's really good. He won the receiver award this last season, but weird dude, can't lie, kind of a weirdo. But
Yeah.
it was, I will say, he had probably one of the more memorable moments from this draft because he's literally getting called by the Steelers. And the
Yeah.
Steelers told him they were going to draft him at 21, which, I mean, that's just hilarious. Which is just such a Steelers thing to do, calling him a pick ahead without thinking about that. So, obviously, interesting trade between the Cowboys and the Eagles, a rare thing. But I like this pickup for Philadelphia, and hopefully they actually throw the ball this year, and maybe Jalen Hurts will throw a complete pass. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about this pick, man. He's not. I just think they lost too much on defense this year. I'm not gonna lie. They obviously lost.
I agree with that though.
They lost a couple guys in there. They lost Reed Blankenship. They lost Gardner Johnson, I think, too. I would have liked them to bolster up their defense because their defense was kind of a liability towards the end of the season. But I mean, the Eagles always seem to draft the best players. Like Howie Roseman is the best drafting GM in the league. It's not even a debate. Really, like what he's done over the past few years of drafting Jalen Hurts, drafting Devontae Smith, drafting all these defensive guys. Like even last year, drafting DeJean and Quinion Mitchell.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna hate on Howie Roseman's selections. Like by far the best at drafting in the NFL. Now, when it comes to making trades, different conversation. He's had some questionable trades. The Jalen Phillips one. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why he
We'll see.
traded for
We'll
AJ
see what they
Brown,
get
but
out of the AJ Brown trade. We'll see what they get from that one.
Howie Roseman's a great GM, top 5 in the league in my opinion. So I'm gonna rapid fire these next two. The Steelers drafting Max.
Yep.
I'm not even gonna pronounce his last name.
Akeem Messidor. Oh, Max. Yeah, dude, that was goofy. I don't even know how he said that one.
Yeah, Max
from Arizona State
is gonna be a part of this offensive line towards the future of Broderick Jones and who's that SC? Mason McCormick. But I mean, they could have went a million different places, dude. The Steelers, are gonna go 8-9 this year. I'm just saying it how it is. So they're gonna be under 500 this year. They have to be. So the Chargers drafting.
Still don't even know if Rodgers is coming back either.
Yeah, the Chargers drafting Akeem Messidor. Good pick. They obviously lost Odafe Owe, but a bit of a reach. I'm not gonna lie, especially looking at Malachi Lawrence on the board, and Kendrick Falk, which I think Kendrick Falk is better than Akeem Messidor. Not the best edge, but boring. So that brings me to the Cowboys drafting Malachi Lawrence, and this is exactly what they needed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
when
man.
I was watching Cowboys games last year, it was no pass rush, and it was quarterbacks chucking it deep for 20 plus yards, and that's how teams put up 30 points consistently on them because they didn't have a pass rush and they didn't have a secondary. So, which is basically 90% the defense, anyways. So now their defense is still not going to be great. At least their pass rush. Donovan Ezeruku, DeMarvion Overshown are just not top tier pass rushers in today's league, but their defense can only get better. So I'm just gonna say that. I don't know what you got to say on that.
No, I got nothing on that. I mean, the Cowboys getting what they needed. I mean, good job.
Totally. Yeah. Moving on, we got Casey Concepcion to the Browns, and I like the pick on a wide receiver. I don't like him. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah.
A lot of wide receivers I would rather see. I just don't really like it. The Browns have a million holes on their team too. So good job for finally getting a wide receiver to complement Jerry Jeudy, but you're still going to stink, Cleveland. So that's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, you got Concepcion. He's fast as frick.
Yeah,
but,
he is.
I mean, you could have gotten a guy like Omar Cooper who's got winning experience. Concepcion didn't do frick like in the big games this year.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you don't have a quarterback.
I do like that they got a wide receiver, but
at the moment.
Yeah. So I like him going wide receiver. I will say more than anything, I was surprised that Concepcion went that high. I thought he was going to go day 2 or like 30 or something like that. But 24 was a very big surprise to me.
Yeah, totally. All right, we got the Bears drafting Delane, safety out of Oregon.
For Thieneman.
Now,
Green Machine.
I really like this pick by Chicago. Honestly, I would have taken an edge rusher, but anything on their defense, man. Their defense was just really bad last year. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
I mean, their secondary after losing Nashawn Wright, after losing Jaquan Brisker, is a very big need. They definitely filled it. I'm not going to lie. So, obviously, my cousin said the Bears are winning the Super Bowl. I don't know if I told you that.
Wow.
He texted me saying the Bears are going to win the Super Bowl. So
after that pick?
Yeah, that's quite
crazy work.
That's a bit of a stretch considering
it's a reach. That's a reach.
They don't have a pass rush still. So if they get a pass rush, the Bears are going to be an elite team. If they find a pass rush, they don't really have a hole besides that. And they did a good job finding guys in their secondary. So good job, Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, he's a dog. So Chicago just got to keep bolstering up the defense. But other than that, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. Moving on, we got Houston drafting an offensive lineman. And thank goodness Houston finally realized.
Yeah, about freaking time. About time.
that their offensive line has been the worst.
Saw CJ Stroud go out there and freaking die. It took CJ Stroud almost dying against the Patriots over here.
Getting all this slack. He's been getting all these jokes about him being a horrible quarterback, and rightfully so. He had a terrible postseason. 4 interceptions is inexcusable, even with this offensive line. But it's a step in the right direction.
He wasn't getting any help.
No. I mean, Nico Collins can only do so much when your offensive line is that bad. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
And then Tank Dell back.
Yeah, I don't know how many.
He didn't snap his leg in half
Houston's offensive line this year. If they got any.
Yeah,
man, scrubs or not this year.
Hopefully one less now.
One less plumber on their offensive line. So, Juice Scrubs.
Anything helps.
I can't even name more than Juice Scrubs on this offensive line. That's how bad their old line is, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, holy cow.
Yeah.
So, good job, Houston. Way to finally figure it out 5 years later. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. So
yeah,
moving on.
I don't got anything
Chris
for that
Johnson.
either.
Fine pick. The Dolphins need a million different pieces. That's that. We got the Patriots drafting Caleb Lomo for their offensive line. That was one of the funniest. That was just one of the funniest,
the player personnel thingy.
Yeah, when he was dancing and then when he was did he say I was gonna die for Drake May too? Or who was that?
Yeah, he did.
Who was that?
Yeah.
What's
his name, man? No, he said no. This is a guy from last year. That was Will Campbell from last year.
Yeah, but somebody else.
Will Campbell from last year.
Somebody else.
Yeah, somebody said that too. I think it was. Fano from Utah.
Oh, it was.
It was one of the earlier guys. It was one of the earlier guys.
It was the Giants dude.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Anyways, he had one of the funniest draft introductions, just sitting in.
That was
emoting.
Hilarious.
So, obviously, the offensive line for New England in clutch time in the Super Bowl was absolutely horrible. Will Campbell is
freaking guy got obliterated in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, so good job, New England. Obviously, they're going to address more stuff in the offseason with A.J. Brown. Maybe trade for Kyle Pitts. We'll see what they do. So, next up, we got the Chiefs with Peter Woods. I don't really like this pick, man. I would have liked edge rusher, considering George Karlaftis and Felix Matabike-Uzama are your best pass rushers, and that's just disgusting. I'm not going to lie. That's really bad. But Peter Woods, obviously, can only help the defensive line. I mean, Kendrick Folk would have been my pick. I think it was clear as day to draft Kendrick Folk, but Eric Bieniemy,
right there,
not a bad GM. I kind of always trust his draft skills too, so I can't really hate on Eric Bieniemy. Good drafter. So, you got anything?
Yeah, I don't got anything for that either. I don't. The Chiefs did what they needed to do this draft, man. I can't lie.
All right. The last 3 picks, I'm confident we'll talk about these guys a little bit. We're going to start with Omar Cooper going to the Jets. This is one of my favorite fits in the draft. I love Omar Cooper.
I completely agree.
He should have been at least in the 20s. I don't know how he fell to 30. The Jets, the Jets have a ton of help for Geno Smith now. If Geno Smith plays really bad again, there's really no excuses why you should be working at McDonald's or Walmart. So that's that. That's all I got to say.
I love Omar Cooper. Man. I think he's a huge help to this Jets offense, which is literally just not good. Like, I mean,
it'll be decent.
Enough said, but Omar Cooper's a dog. He showed that in the Natty, in the Big Ten championship. He's a dog, man. He's a really good player, really good pickup for the Jets there.
Yeah. Moving on, we got the Titans drafting Kendrick Folk, and I'm just going to say look out for his Titans defense, man. This Titans defense is going to be very improved. It's not going to be good, but it's going to be very improved with Kendrick Folk, John Franklin Myers, Jermaine Johnson, Anthony Simmons. I mean, their secondary is weird, but this Titans defense, while they lost Adrian Key, they lost a couple of guys. This Titans defense is a Robert Saleh defense. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, and he's always got pretty good defenses, man. So I'm excited to see how he's going to work with these young guys on defense, and build them up within the next couple of years. So I'm excited for what Tennessee has in the future here.
Yeah, their 2 stars in Cam Ward and Jeffrey Simmons couldn't be any more happy too. They got what they wanted, both of them. So in the first round, nonetheless, both of them got what they wanted. So we got to see. All right, last pick of the first round. We're obviously going to talk about the second and third rounds because it's pretty interesting. I'm not going to lie. Second and third round. We got Jadarian Price going to Seattle. I would have liked defense here. I'm not going to lie. Seattle. I don't know why they hate Zach Charbonnet. I really don't. They just have a grudge against Zach Charbonnet. Fine running back, but I don't really see.
Yeah.
I don't really see the need for drafting a running back in the first round. So, especially Seattle.
Yeah, I expected Seattle to go running back at some point. I did not expect them to go Price at 32. But let's not forget, the only reason why Kenneth Walker won Super Bowl MVP was because Zach Charbonnet got hurt. Like, Charbonnet was running back 1. He was running back 1A for most of the season. Okay? He was taking all the reps. So let's not forget that. That's no diss to Kenneth Walker. I think he's a fine running back, but Zach Charbonnet is actually good. Like, he's not terrible. So, but Price is good. He's going to be sharing reps again because he was sharing reps with Jeremiah Love at Notre Dame. So that'll be interesting to see for sure. But fine pickup. I don't think they needed to grab him there. I think they could have waited for another running back at some point in time. The running back class wasn't terrible this year, so I'm sure they could have waited for somebody else. But it's kind of a whatever pick. It's pick 32 in the first round. Like, no one really cares about that one.
Yeah. So. All right. The second and third round, the rest of the rounds aren't going to be nearly as long as the first round because these guys are just not as good.
Yeah, let's just go to impact ones here. Like, let's just scan across, see some ones that we like. Let's just pick like 3 of them that we like a lot, and then
I just want to
share them.
The biggest loser in the NFL draft by far, it's the San Francisco 49ers. Now, they didn't have a ton of picks, but the one pick they did was at pick 33, and they overdrafted a guy really, really high. I think Deshaun Stribling is not very good. I don't know what we were doing there in San Francisco. I mean, yeah. The Super Bowl window is officially over.
I think it is too, man.
If there ever was one. I don't know if there ever was a Super Bowl window to begin with, but I guess there was. They made Super Bowl a couple years.
I think there was. They made 2 Super Bowls. They got to get rid of that electrical facility, man. Freaking guy. If they can make it healthy this year, I think they might have a chance. But, I mean, no one can stay healthy on this team. Shanahan can't coach in the big moments.
Oh, God. Don't get me started.
I think if they're in the Super Bowl window, I think it's closing at the end of this season if they can't do anything.
Yeah, totally agree. All right. I'm going to name a couple players that I love in the second round. I like TJ Parker. I just don't like how the Bills always seem to never draft on day one of the NFL draft. They always seem to trade back.
Yeah, bro. They're always trading out. They just want to sleep, apparently.
I never know what their thought process is in the NFL draft. They always have the weirdest thought process. But I like Christian Miller to the Saints. Christian Miller, so I want the Falcons to get very, very good player. And the Saints defense, it was top 10 last year, but not a lot of people knew it was top 10 at least. This defense is going to be top 10 again, and it's actually going to get the league on notice. I'm just going to say that. So Zion Young to the Baltimore Ravens. The Bears should have drafted him. I love Zion Young. Like, the Ravens
pickup.
Always do well in the draft. I'm just going to say that. The Ravens are good at drafting. They're really smart when it comes to drafting. This clearly shows. So, and my last player that I want to mention, obviously, it's the Falcons' first pick of the draft. It's Avion Terrell.
Yeah, man, frick.
This was one of the most exciting player selections I just got really excited when the Falcons drafted Avion Terrell. I'm not gonna lie. Not as much as Jalen Walker a year ago. I think Jalen Walker was a huge steal at 15 a year ago, but Avion Terrell officially makes the Falcons the top 5 secondary in the NFL. I'm just gonna say that. They're really young, and they have experience with AJ Terrell too, and with Jesse Bates. And I think if a team wants to win, they're going to have to run the ball because they're not going to be able to throw the ball on this Falcons secondary. That's for sure.
Yeah. So for me, I got 3. I went a little different here. My first player that I was really excited about, Jacob Rodriguez out of Texas Tech, went to the Dolphins. Obviously, I hate that he went to the Dolphins because that just sucks. Like, why would you want to get drafted to the Dolphins in 2026? But I mean, this dude is a dog, man. He's really, really good. He can read the field like a book, bro. Like, it's amazing. He's really, really good. Hopefully he can boost the Dolphins defense, make some plays. He can play like practically any position on defense. So he's a really good pickup for the Dolphins. And I like what he's going to bring to them. Now, I'll go my Lions second round pick here. Derek Moore out of Michigan. He led Michigan in sacks this year. He was all Big Ten. I really like the edge rushing. I mean, obviously couldn't bring pressure because Hutch was out most of the year, but I think he adds some really good depth to the line.
I totally
and
agree.
Can hopefully make an impact early on. And then where'd my next one go? Frick. Did I lose it? Hold on. Here we go. Jeremy Bernard, Alabama to the Steelers. Obviously, the Steelers screw the pooch on not getting Lemon. But they got Jeremy Bernard, and I've been really high on him for quite some time. He's really, really good. He's got great hands, and he's a really good run after catch guy.
Yeah.
And I think that is what the Steelers need. He's going to be an impact player, man. I really like what he's been able to do at his time at Alabama. So
Totally.
I like myself some Jeremy Bernard.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the third round. Now, there's a lot to discuss in the third round, honestly. The biggest loser
Freaking
right off
Carson
the
Beck.
bat is going to be the 49ers in the third round again. I think Kalen Black was a terrible selection by them. They have so many holes on their roster, and
They got
replacing him
Romello
for
Height,
Brian.
though.
Yeah, but replacing him for Brian Robinson is not worth the third round selection. I'm sorry. Their defense needs a lot of edge rushers. They got Romello Height, but they need they need more than that. I get to have Michael Williams. I get to have Nick Bosa, but they need a new linebacker now that they traded Dre Greenlaw. So I don't know what the 49ers are doing. Probably I'm just giving them an F for their draft. Just pathetic by the 49ers this year. So a pick that I really like is Chris Brazzell to Tennessee. Now, I don't know why the Falcons didn't draft Chris Brazzell over Zach Branch. I like Chris Brazzell a lot more as a prospect than Zach Branch. I think that he would have been paired up really nice with Drake London, considering he's 6'5", Drake London 6'5", and he runs like a 4.3 40. So he is going to be a 1,000-yard wide receiver in his career, and he's going to be the wide receiver 2 for the Panthers without a doubt. I do not trust Xavier Legette. He's garbage. That experiment needs to be over. I think the Panthers need to get rid of Xavier Legette. Jalen Coker, not the biggest fan of, or I don't mind him. He's good for UDFA, but a wide receiver 2 is questionable. But Chris Brazzell has a legitimate chance to win Rookie of the Year with how weak this quarterback class is, with how weak this running back class is. I really think that I would not be shocked if he wins Rookie of the Year. I'm just going to say that. And so my last winner of this draft is going to be the Dolphins. And Dolphins, I mean, they had a ton of holes. They didn't really draft a ton of notable guys, but the one guy they did draft is Chris Bell. And Chris Bell out of Louisville is a great ball player. I really like Chris Bell. I would have also liked him over Zach Branch. I don't know how I feel about the Falcons drafting Zach Branch, but Chris Bell is the dog. He's going to be Miami's wide receiver 1, which is insane to say. But yeah, Dolphins with an A pick there, which they usually don't draft the greatest. So good pick, Miami.
That is true. All right. My 3 players that I like here in the third round. I'm going to start with Jonas fucking Stick and Zach Branch. And I don't know how much Zach Branch you've watched, Jonah, but if you've seen your team go up against Zach Branch and you have to punt the ball to him, that's a horrifying sight. That dude is super fast. But I will say, though, the Falcons kind of have a knack of drafting Georgia players, and they have a knack of getting arrested. So Zach Branch got arrested a week ago before the draft started. So
they don't need that.
See about that. How that
going to trials too.
That's true. It's really not good, but I think if he stays out of trouble, I think he can be a really good player. Put some pounds on, bro. He weighs 7 more pounds than I do.
That's bad. That's really.
But
bad.
I really like him there. I like him there, man. He's good. I also like Jacoby Lane to the Ravens. He's a really good wide receiver out of USC. I really like that. He was a dynamic player for USC this last season. Almost made the they were kind of close make the playoffs. He was a big reason because of that. Obviously, the Ravens have had their issues with wide receivers in the past, but I really do like that quite a bit. And then where is the other one at? I guess I just have a thing for wide receivers because Malachi Fields going to the Giants. He's not really
Yeah.
fast, but he's big and he can catch the ball pretty much anywhere. 6'4", like 220 pounds practically. He's really, really good. The Giants right now just need some depth at wide receiver. We saw Neighbors go down last year, and Wan'Dale Robinson was number one. Shout out Wan'Dale Robinson. But I mean, there was only so much that Giants wide receiver room could do last year. So I like this because the Giants got themselves some depth on the defensive side of the ball. So
Yeah.
that's all I got.
Moving on to the fourth round. After we get past this round, we're just gonna cite whatever we think is the interesting fifth, sixth, seventh round, which is not gonna be much. But fourth round, I love the Raiders drafting Jermod McCoy. He fell quite a bit. I thought he was gonna be a first round pick if it wasn't for that knee injury, but obviously the biggest steal in the draft by far. It's not even close now. Does all the front offices know something about his injury that we don't? Probably do, but the Raiders' defense was really bad last year.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were doing by trading Tyree Wilson, but I mean, he only makes the team better. So I'm just gonna say that. Another pick I really like the Falcons drafted Kendall Daniels. Man, he's a big 6'5" player that can play safety. He can play linebacker. He weighs 250 pounds. He's going to be a big impact player in the Falcons. And he has experience from Oklahoma, which I really like too. So he's going to be a good player. He's going to fit in right in that linebacker spot, replace Caden Ellis, who's now in New Orleans, which I really hate that, but good player. And I'm not going to lie, I don't have a single loser. All these teams did decent in addressing their needs. So my last pick I like is Bryce Lance. Bryce Lance is a player that we both know fairly well. I got to see him play it live, actually.
Yeah.
Bryce Lance is very, very good. Now, will he translate similar to like he did like his brother? Hopefully not, because Trey Lance has had a really bad NFL career. But Bryce Lance
true.
is going to a stacked wide receiver room with Devon Bailey, Chris Olave, and new guy now, and Jordan Tyson. So I love the pick a lot. Saints do. Saints, biggest winners in the draft. I'll be the first to admit it.
Yeah, I mean, round 4, there were just a lot of winners here. If I'm being completely honest, there was just a lot of great picks here. There was a lot of just great picks here. It's hard for me to just pick 3, but I think I have my 3 here, and I'm going to start with Jonah Coleman, running back to the Broncos. He's a stud, bro. Like, he's actually really good. He's fast, and he can take some of the weight off of RJ Harvey with the Broncos there and get some depth. So I really like that one. And apparently, I just have something with the Ravens picking wide receivers, but Elijah Surratt from Indiana, I really like him too. He's really good. He can create separation really well. He did that a lot this last season for the Hoosiers, so I like that pickup. And then probably my steal of the draft is Caden Legion at Iowa for the Steelers, wide receiver, but also probably the best punt returner I've ever seen in my life. He is really, really good. Every punt, there's a chance he takes it back. I mean, this dude is really good. I hate that he's from Iowa, but I got to give respect where respect is due. He is really, really good, and I expect him to make an instant impact. So
yeah. Moving on to the 5, 6, 7 rounds, I only got one player that I really love at the 5 selection, and that's Kevin Coleman, Missouri wide receiver, going to the Dolphins. And Miami kind of figured out that if they want to succeed with Malik Willis, that they need to get him some help. So
yeah,
they obviously drafted Kevin Coleman. who did I just mention that they drafted too? I already forgot who they drafted in the second round at least. I know they drafted a wide receiver or something. Oh, they drafted Caleb Douglas. So Miami,
Yeah.
good pick. Honestly, I like this Dolphins draft class. I really do. And so my only loser in the later rounds is going to be the Browns selecting Taylor Green. Just a waste of a pick, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, dude. Freaking guy. I was hoping the Lions would actually pick him up too, bro.
Yeah, because they do need a backup quarterback now. Kyle Allen's
Yeah.
gone, but Taylor Green is going to be QB5 on the depth chart. 4. I don't know.
And he's good too, man. Like, he's actually good.
Yep.
I actually like Taylor Green a lot.
Cleveland, for the most part, had a good draft. They had a solid draft, but this is the one pick where you just wasted a pick. I'm not going to lie. He's probably going to be off the roster after June. So I'm just going to say, or on the practice squad. So I'm just going to say that. The Packers did draft a kicker too, which I love. I love the Packers. I love the Packers drafting a kicker. Their kicker, Brandon McManus, was disgusting as a kicker. He was horrible.
God, he was so bad this year, bro. He was so bad. Do you remember those kicks against the Eagles, bro? Holy Toledo on Monday Night Football. That was so bad. That was just disgraceful. That might have been one of the worst kicks I've ever seen in my life.
Every time I turned on the Packers game last year, it was always them talking about Brandon McManus, and you don't want to be talked about as a kicker. So if you're talked about as a kicker,
unless it's how good you are, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Did you go 5, 6, and 7 around?
Yeah, I don't have much. Okay. Really have anything other than that.
Yeah, round 5 for me. Obviously, got to go. The Chiefs taking Emmett Johnson out of Nebraska. This dude is a stud, man. This dude's a stud. All right, Emmett Johnson slander will not be tolerated here. This dude is going to be just amazing. Okay.
Running back 3 though.
He's just really good. He's really good, bro. He's gonna get. If they play him, he's gonna show the world, bro. He's that good. All right, I like that. Another pick that I like here is actually the Raiders. Malik Benson taken out of Oregon. The Raiders picking him up.
Malik Benson,
he's real good, man.
That dude's a college football legend, bro.
He ran a 4.37 at the 4-yard dash.
He got drafted.
So pick 195.
Dude, I
to the Raiders
him,
from Tampa
in college football, Florida State, and back in the first year it came out. Who was the quarterback? DJ Uyangale and Malik Benson on Florida State, bro. Freaking Pete. That was peak right there.
Yeah, but I really like that pick right there. And going to round 7, I mean, Nussmeier to the Chiefs, sure, but
Jam Miller
Red
to the
Murdoch
pass.
is.
I like Jam Miller to the pass.
Yeah, that too. I like that a lot. I mean, he's really good, but I mean, this was a really good draft, man. I can't lie. This just gets me excited for next year's draft because, sheesh, that draft class next year is going to be freaking insane. So, yeah, I'm really excited for that. So, that's all I got, man.
That's all I got.
Yeah. So, all right, boys. That's all we got for today. We went like an hour and like 15 minutes, which is awesome. But probably not as much videos in the next couple of weeks because me and Jonah are graduating. So that's pretty cool. But don't worry, we'll have some NBA playoff stuff coming out. We usually do that in short videos. So live streams will be coming back. We'll be talking about NFL, training camp, MLB stuff going on, college football stuff. But we're excited, man. We'll try to be posting a little bit of some stuff, but not as much. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, sub, drop us a comment what you think about the NFL draft. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.